Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here I am. I will show you about Introduction to Macroeconomics. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Muchklis Ibrahim. I am from Management 20E. Background. Macroeconomic is the study of the economy as a whole. Macroeconomics describe macroeconomics changes that affect many household, firms, and market. Macroeconomics can be used to analyze how best to influence targets such as economic growth, price, employment, and the balance that occurs. Macroeconomic studies economic variable in the aggregate overall. These variables include national income, employment opportunities, and money supply, inflation rate, economic growth, and international balance of payment. While microeconomics study economic variable in a small scope, such as company households. The problem: Indonesia is a developing country that still has problems, especially economics problem, both microeconomics and macroeconomics. In this paper, we will discuss macroeconomic condition and how macroeconomic policy in Indonesia have been going well. Macroeconomic problems occur in every country, both developed and developing countries. Therefore, the government creates macroeconomic policy so that national development can run well. This paper will discuss the existing macroeconomic policy in Indonesia and the economic problems that occur. Writing purpose. Writing this paper, I am to determine the development of macroeconomic condition in Indonesia, discuss macroeconomic policy that have macroeconomic problems that are happening in Indonesia. Indonesia macroeconomic condition. Currently, Indonesia macroeconomic fundamentals are much stronger to face the threat of an economic crisis than the economic condition in 1997. When viewed from the perspective of portfolio investment flows, Indonesia's current situation is the same as it was in 1997. The composite stock price index, which reached index 200, is the highest number in the history of Indonesia. However, the current economic consumption is much better than 207. This is current economic consolidation is much better than 207. This is indicated by the current strong foreign exchange reserve, which reached 409 billion US dollar, while in 1997 foreign exchange reserves were inflated by speculators, also with the strengthening of the rupiah. However, it would not be bad if steps were taken to prevent the emergence of the Asian economic crisis, so that Asian countries would be better prepared to deal with it. This step can be carried out with international economic cooperation to gather economic strength together. The strength of the economy is also marked by a positive investment value, where the incoming capital is greater than the outgoing capital. This condition is very different compared to 107, where many investment left. Therefore, the current incoming capital must be maintained so as not to leave so as to strengthen the economic in addition to, to maintaining large foreign exchange reserves. However, the problem faced today is that the real sector has not yet moved. The money obtained from investment, which is a quality a short-term fund, is mostly used for long-term investment such as property investment. Several factors affecting macroeconomics in Indonesia. This subprime mortgage crisis and the weakening of the US dollar, increase in oil price, primary commodity price increase in food price projection according to the World Bank. Macroeconomic policy and issue in Indonesia. Indonesia current macroeconomic condition is good. However, behind this condition, there are problems that need to be questioned. This problem concern the policy implemented by the Minister of Finance and Bank Indonesia. As the central bank, these two institutions have failed or deliberately failed to maintain the balanced free trade in order to pursue a low inflation target, or in other words, trying to make the rupiah exchange rate strength to suppress the inflation rate. This policy has an impact on the unemployment rate to be high and the real sector does not rise. This high unemployment and stagnation in the real sector are the problem of the policy issued by the Ministry of Finance and Bank Indonesia. Macroeconomic policy should be able to maintain a balance in free trade. Macroeconomic policy should be able to protect the interest of export and import activities. In the current policy, this is not done, so that there is an imbalance between export and import activities. Import activities went smoothly with strong rupiah exchange rate. However, export activities were disrupted because their competitiveness in the export market declined and the impetus to strengthen export also declined. The impact of the strength of the rupiah exchange rate, the price of Indonesia export goods is currently relatively expensive, while the price of import goods has become cheap due, due, due to the strengthening of the rupiah exchange rate. This is this is the lens in question. The strength of the two becomes unbalanced and this is not healthy for the Indonesian economy in the long run. This imbalance will affect reduce the receipt or of foreign exchange reserve and this is very dangerous. This also allows for an increase in unemployed workers if the rupiah exchange rate strengthens in line with this line in export activities. Bank Indonesia always announced that Indonesia foreign exchange reserve continue to grow. So they are very optimistic about the strength of the macroeconomy, which is actually fragile. They did not state that increase in foreign exchange reserve did not come from export, mm, but mostly from temporary capital inflows. When the return provided by the Indonesia economy were relative high. But what if the global economic situation improves? Of course, capital inflow will turn into capital outflows and exchange reserve will fall and the rupiah exchange rate will be deeply corrected. So what is said that Indonesia foreign exchange reserve are quite strong are temporary conditional which is based on global economic condition, not on the basis of Indonesia core economic strength. The core strength Indonesia economy today is agrarian activities and exports, not in the financial sector as the Ministry of Finance and Bank Indonesia boast. Thus, it has been answered why the stronger macroeconomic does not touch and encourage the real economic sector. Thus, it has been answered why amid a strong macroeconomic which is stated by the government, the unemployment rate is actually getting higher. So that some people say that the current Indonesian economic is a shadow economy, quite beautiful but not having any power to encourage Indonesia economic growth. This policy of the Ministry of Finance and Bank Indonesia is based on their desire to focus their role on low inflation rates and wants to obtain low interest rates. It is true that rupiah exchange rate and interest rates are factor driving inflation and therefore need to be controlled. The Ministry of Finance and Bank Indonesia make achieving a low inflation rate and achievement they do not look at other sectors such as the increasing number of unemployment workers and so on. That means they prefer to play in the financial sector than in the real sector. They prefer to play in numbers that are not grounded in the Indonesia economy than how to encourage the real economy, increase production, and increase employment opportunities. Based on observation, Bank Indonesia itself is always no led to intervene when the rupiah exchange rate trends not so by the Bank of Japan Central Bank, they they are very sensitive to the strengthening of the yen because it will interfere with their export performance. The strength of the Japanese economy is in the export of industrial goods. Japan is very strong in maintaining the stability of the yen exchange rate. Encouraged to Japan, Bank Indonesia immediately intervened when the rupiah exchange rate weakened. Bank Indonesia is very interested in the strengthening the rupiah exchange rate in an effort to push the inflation target. Bank Indonesia policy does not favor the development of the real sector, partic- particularly export activities. We also see how the Ministry of Trade's policies are not considered when the Ministry of Finance sets a policy. The macroeconomic policy implemented by the Ministry of Finance and Bank Indonesia are really only playing in the financial sector by ignoring the real sector. In the long term, this very risk. It is hoped that this policy can be reviewed before things go wrong. Macroeconomics policy is a policy of the comprehensive that shall be what the Ministry of Finance and Bank Indonesia shall do. Create macroeconomic policy that can protect the interests of the financial sector and the real sector together so that the Indonesia economy can rise. Conclusion. Macroeconomics describe economic change that affect household, firms, and markets. Indonesia macroeconomic is currently much stronger to face that of an economic crisis compared to the economic condition in 1997. Macroeconomic policies are aimed at improving and maintaining the stability of the country economy. However, the policies taken by the government are not merely pursuing a low inflation target in order to improve the state's financial condition. This should not be the case because macroeconomic policy concerns many things such as how to encourage the real sector, how to increase job opportunity, how to maintaining the stability of the rupiah exchange rate, not the strengthening of the exchange rate, and how to maintain the balance of foreign trade, export and import. Macroeconomics covers broad activities does not only pay attention to one element. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.